making fun of Matt Walsh. Something that will always bring me infinite joy. So this video got some traction, 11 million views, 10,000 replies, 10,000 likes, a few thousand quote tweets, but it's a person talking about how a 40-hour work week is too many hours. It's just too many. Matt Walsh tweets out, "Honestly, it boggles my mind that so many people think 40 hours of work a week is a lot. That leaves you 5 or 6 waking hours a day during the week to yourself and 2 full days on the weekend. How much more free time do you think you really should have?" Let's run the numbers here really quickly, okay? So 24 hours in a day for 7 days, 168 hours, okay? Let's say you get the bare minimum 8 hours of sleep. Okay, that's 56 hours. 168 minus 56. Okay, and then subtract another 40 for working. Then subtract at least another 5 hours for commuting. Just on average. Let's just pretend like your commute is a 30-minute commute there and then a 30-minute commute back. Some people obviously have more, some people have less. Let's just do an hour a day of commuting. That leaves you with 67 hours left. Oh, that's so much time. What about all the time that's spent, you know, staying alive and being a functioning human being? Cleaning, cooking, going shopping, even just for groceries, taking care of your kids, going to doctor appointments. What about all this other shit? Oh, right. You don't do any of that shit, Matt Walsh, because your job that you work, this is it. Reviewing woke kids shows. And then you have assistants that take care of everything for you, and anything that isn't covered by an assistant is probably being done by your wife. Absolute stupidity. So let's watch the original video, okay?
Why is it that I have to work 40 hours a week just so I can have a place to live? 40 hours a week makes me $2,000 a month, and my rent is $1,660. So I work 40 hours a week so I can have a 2-bedroom apartment and an extra $300 a month. Like, it doesn't cover my phone, internet, food, you know? So not only do I not have any extra money, but just working makes me so exhausted that I don't have time either. Like, I get off work at 5:30, come home, and I'm just so tired. I'm so tired that, like, anything that I need to do outside of work, I then just push off to, like, the weekend. And I'm like, I'm just too tired to do this after work. I'll wait until Saturday. So then I end up with so much to do on the weekend that ends up having to be split into 2 days. So I have to do stuff on both Saturday and Sunday. So then I don't get a day off. I don't get a day to relax. I don't get to decompress. So it is really like working 7 days a week constantly. And I don't want to do that anymore, right? Like, I don't care how poor and miserable I would have to be, but I literally can't have a place to live without this, you know? Like, I don't know what to do. I'm not made for this. I don't have the money, time, or energy to enjoy my life outside of work, and I don't know what to do about it anymore, you know? I'm so tired.
There used to be a time in America where you worked 40 hours a week and you made enough money that you got to enjoy life. Nowadays, you work 40 hours a week to exist. There was a period of time where you would clock in your 40 hours and then you could afford going to a concert because bills are not a concern, rent is not a concern, food is not a concern, etc. It's just like, oh yeah, no, that's all taken care of. Since I have the free spare money to do it, let's go do something on Sunday. You get to actually use all the time that you work on having fun because you have excess income. And it motivates you to work because it doesn't feel like you're showing up to work to live. It felt like you were showing up to work so you can enjoy a nice vacation at the end of the year. You were showing up to work so you can enjoy your weekends and go out in the town. Nowadays, the mindset culture where you can't ever buy any coffee ever because that's delaying your retirement. And you should never have any free time that is spent not making money. You want to get a Starbucks coffee? Too fucking bad. You shouldn't get one. You should be saving your money. It's like, oh, so I just show up to this job, work my ass off, get berated all day so I can go home and then make food, take a shower, go to sleep, and then do it all over again? Even if you love your work, you need time off. You need time off where you spend that time doing nothing and you just relax. People are not meant to work every single day for years and years and years. You're not supposed to do that. That's not, your brain is not meant to do that. You need time. No one realizes their own personal enjoyment of life, fostering a connection with nature and people, family, friends is an essential part of being a human being. No, you are a human being. You think you're a human being? No, you are a cog in the machine, and you are going to make Bezos more money now. Okay? He needs to go to the moon. Just work after hours, learn more bullshit, and read technical manuals that some cunts at the top can make money off of your sweat and blood. Yeah. And the sad thing about this is people always see these videos and just start bootlicking like crazy. Why are you defending the people that want to work you to the bone? Those people have this mindset of, well, I did it, you can do it too. Like the student loan stuff, yeah. People who go through traumatic experiences but survive default to the stance of, I did it, you can do it too, grow the fuck up. Yeah, you know what? Well, I suffered in silence for a decade, working 40-hour work weeks. Am I supposed to care? When in reality, it seems like you would think that the opposite is true. You would think that the people who've dealt with like bad situations would be more empathetic to the people that are currently dealing with that bad situation. Like someone who's dealt with cancer is going to be empathetic to someone who is currently going through cancer. But when it comes to things like the workforce, that's just not what happens. Is it that people who go through traumatic experience don't realize that it was traumatic? I think it's that they don't want to accept that it was traumatic. It took me a while to stop thinking like that and thinking with that puny brain mindset of, well, I got through it, you can get through it too. After I learned that this is just a terrible bias that exists in your brain, I was like, oh shit, this is cringe. Oh God, I'm being cringe, aren't I? I think it's also that you feel a little robbed when you went through something difficult and no one was there to help you. It feels like the world is really unfair for other people to get help, but no one gave a fuck about you. But I feel like you should take a step back when it comes to work weeks. My policy on a lot of political topics is if I ever see myself dipping my toes into a political ideology, I look around the room and see the other people that engage with this political theory. And if I don't like what I'm looking at, I take a step back. And if I like what I'm looking at, I'm like, oh, okay, well, maybe this is cool. Maybe these people are normal. Sort of like the age of consent people. You can be a complete academic and your only concern is with brain development and what is a fair age of consent. Should it be higher? Should it be lower? Whatever. That you only care about like human psychology. You have no interest in fucking, let's go all the way. You are aromantic, asexual. There's no attraction that you experience towards anyone at all. And your entire desire to talk about this is simply, I enjoy the academic conversation regarding this. But then you look around the room and you realize the only other people that are talking about age of consent are pedophiles. And then you take a step back and you're like, actually, I'm good. Actually, you guys aren't normal. I adopted leftism pretty early because I looked around at like most of the left, and most of the left, their stance is, I just want the world to be a better place and I just want people to be safe and happy and have access to the things that they need. And so long as no one is being hurt or harmed, we should let people do what they want to do. And then I looked at conservatives and their stance is, no, we want to stop women from having abortions. You want to have an elective surgery we shouldn't be allowed to. Oh, you think you're allowed to have sex with someone of the same gender? Well, think again. And it was such a sad look. That's so pathetic that you care so much about things that don't matter at all. We're so separated from finding any worth or meaning in our work. We either need meaning or we need to not work 8 to 12 hours a day. Yeah, because you can easily work 8 to 12 hours a day as long as it's something that you feel passionate about and you don't feel like all of your money is just going to some fucking piece of shit bigwig. Who the fuck wants to do that? Who? Not to mention lunch used to be part of those 8 hours. Bro, don't even get me started, man. Don't even get me fucking started, bro. And the reality is most bosses nowadays are like this. I don't know how many of you guys saw this video. This shit made my blood boil.
My Gen Z new hire said, ugh, sorry, I can't make it. I have a workout class. Should this be allowed?
My visceral reaction was, are you fucking kidding me?
No, fully, like angered, typing this out. I was like, please.
Like my hand's shaking and it's not from the caffeine.
You just started this job. I don't give a flying shit about your workout class. Also, an 8 a.m. workout class is too late. Workout at 6, maybe 7.
Hi, yeah, Natalie. So we can talk about this more later, but I'm gonna address this now. It was made very clear during the interview process that the working hours for this position is between 9 to 5 p.m. Eastern time, and I am on Eastern time. I made that very clear with HR because I have commitments outside of work. I go to the gym, I work out because I care about my health. Sure, I can make a sacrifice to go to an 8 a.m. meeting had I known at least a week before that I needed to go at 8 a.m., not a day before. Also, my workout class starts at 7:30, not at 8, but I didn't know that I needed to tell you that. Okay, let's just say I skipped the gym. Two things. When can I expect you to reimburse me for my class? And two, are you going to be paying me from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. or at the very least, let me leave at 4 p.m.? Natalie, if your answer to both of those are no, then there's no discussion needed. I will see you at 9 o'clock today. Also, I sent an email to HR about this and sent them the link to that TikTok video. So, just to make things clear.
But he ate. Is this guy number 7? Cause 7, 8, 9. Please don't leave. I can change. I can be better. You're expected to work 40 hours a week for employers that don't give a fuck about you and are actively trying to take as much of your labor as they can for as cheap as they can. You don't have any free time or free money to do anything.
More bad jokes.
You probably are not going to be able to retire in current America. And that's if you even get hired. The biggest lie my generation told us was how we can do anything we want when we grow up, when in reality, most degrees aren't marketable and universities hide that from you. And now anything outside of finance, tech, or healthcare is almost impossible to get into. It's dystopian. And this is a video from, I guess, some random lady on TikTok. It says, today this girl is handing out her resume in New York. She has 2 degrees in communications and acting. She's applying for minimum wage jobs and having a hard time getting one.
This is the most humbled I've ever felt in my life. I'm literally holding resumes, a stack of them, so that I can go in person to places and say, are you guys hiring? It's honestly a little bit embarrassing because I'm literally applying for like minimum wage jobs and some of them are being like, we're not hiring, and it's like, what? This is not what I expected. I graduated college with 2 degrees in communications and acting. I speak 3 languages. Oh, this sucks. Like, I just want to be a TikToker if I'm being so for real with you. But I can't be delusional anymore. Like, I literally need to make money. So, I'm just gonna keep trying.
99 out of 100 times when you do this, they throw your resume in the garbage. Also, keep in mind our productivity has skyrocketed. We're still working 40 hours a week. We have computers, not typewriters. We have high internet speed, not floppy disks. We have emails, not mail. Yeah. Oh yeah. When I was in the job force, my labor was so exploited. I was working 12-hour workdays, and that was not including my commute. My minimum hour commute there, hour commute back. And that is why I am so big on not letting people abuse your fucking labor. Your employer doesn't give a fuck about you at all. At all. They would pay you peanuts if they could. They would pay you in pizza if they could. Don't put in extra work and effort for someone who wishes they could pay you less. If they could find someone that would be willing to do your job for a dollar less, they would hire them immediately and fire you. Ex-chef, 13, 15-hour shifts here, never going back. Fuck that. Dude, everybody I know who has worked in a kitchen has talked about how it is the worst job to ever have, ever. I feel so bad for every single person who has ever had to work in a kitchen. That shit sounds like hell. I don't ever want to live like that. And I'm sorry that all of you ever had to live like that. 99% of the line cooks I knew have some sort of substance abuse. Yeah, you gotta have the substance abuse and you gotta have the cry walk-in freezer. Are you kidding me? In my experience working in an office, I've had success beating management into respecting my time, but I also don't care about getting fired yet. Straight up, someone told me, or I remember reading it online. I don't remember which it was, but basically you either refuse to give your employer your phone number if you can, or tell them, hey, if you contact me after the hours of 5, I won't be able to get back to you. I won't be able to get back to you until like the next morning. If you contact me between working hours, I will respond. But if you contact me anytime after that, I'm not going to be there. I'm not responding, just so you know. If I clock out at 5 and you text me at 6, I'm not responding. And try your fucking best to set that boundary as early as you can, as quickly as you can. Because it is absolutely fucked up that now that we have cell phones, employers think that they can have your time at any hour of the day. That you get to be an on-call worker for them, but you don't get paid for that. Not everyone has this privilege. Some people work, unfortunately, retail jobs are very notable for not being good at this because you take on shifts. And for some reason, managers have decided to offload the one job that they have to the workers. But if you work in a fucking office or you work like a consistent 9 to 5, you tell your fucking employer, make up whatever reason you have to and tell them, I'm never going to be able to contact you or get any of your messages after hours. If you need me, you'll have to wait until tomorrow to tell me whatever you need to tell me. I literally just don't answer. Good.
Hi, this is Veronica, the Escalations manager. Am I speaking to Gertrude?
Yeah, this is Gertrude, but I wasn't aware that I was being transferred to Escalations. Why? What's going on?
Yes, I know you weren't necessarily aware that your call was being escalated. It just seemed like you were being a little rude to my agent, so she decided to go ahead and pass along the call.
Well, I find this kind of ridiculous. I find that...
Well, I just need to ask you a quick question. It shows here that we have someone named Meryl as your emergency contact.
Yes, that's my mom. What does that have to do with anything?
Yeah, if you'll hold on just one moment for me. Hi, my name is Veronica. I am a supervisor with Random Airlines, and I have your daughter Gertrude on the line.
Oh, no. Is everything okay?
Oh, yes, everything is fine. There's no actual emergency. I'm just calling because your daughter was on the line with one of my call center agents, and she was being extremely rude. And I just feel like this is something that she needs to talk over with her mom, because I'm sure that a sweet lady like you did not raise your daughter to be this rude to somebody that's trying to help her with her flight. It's a new service that we offer when people are being rude to our people.
Miss Veronica, thank you so much.
Oh, it's my pleasure, Mom. If she ever calls back and does the same thing, you better believe I'll call you back.
That had such big, I don't even know what to call this energy. I worked like a call center job once, and sometimes I would get people who called who were like really upset. And I'm not even gonna lie, I would just hang up on them. Like once someone started screaming, I was just like, and then if they call again, I'm like, hi, how can I help you? And then they start screaming again, I just keep hanging up. It's like, you gotta give up eventually, right? There's no way you're gonna keep calling. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Please. Be fucking for real. Be fucking for real. We used to do the same shit at my old job. Yeah, it's like, I'm not getting paid to get fucking harassed and abused by you. Excuse you, sir. I don't work retail. I work call center job. Very fucking different. Let me transfer you. Hangs up. You transfer them and leave them on hold for like 20 minutes and then you hang up on them. Waste as much of their time as possible. Because it's like, dude, I'm just some random person that works here. Don't fucking yell at me. The speed at which they went from nobody wants to work anymore to they want to work so bad that it's sad is insane. How do you think these dipshit CEOs are going to deal with 1,000+ mass hire with HR skeleton crews? The level of like corner cutting that has taken over the US is sad. Firing 80% of the Twitter staff because you think that they don't do anything and then you realize they do things and then you beg them to come back. It's interesting. Those people actually had jobs? No. Don't let your fucking employers abuse your labor, guys, okay? Go in and set like standards for yourself, because if you don't do them, they will take and take and take. Give a fucking boss an inch and they'll take a mile. They'll take fucking 100 miles, all right? Fuck those people, genuinely.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a tremendous opportunity here. Denims on Twitch is the best, believe me. Top of the line. Nobody does it better than Denims. Nobody. And let me tell you, you're going to love it. It's fantastic. So do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. It's going to be huge, I tell you. Subscribe to Denims on Twitch. Won't regret it, folks. Thank you very much appreciated.